maybe a little guilty.
I thought it was fair trade.
Yeah, that's what we're here. This is the fair trade logo. This is the fair trade logo of the chocolate, and this is the fair trade logo that you need to look out for to guarantee that your products are not involving human trafficking and is the fair trade. So, without further ado, we would like to discuss what is human trafficking. Human trafficking has been described as the debasement of our common humanity by Obama, and the worst thing people can do to other people by activists around the world. To give a few examples, we have the sex trade, forced prostitution in the brothels of Amsterdam in the red light district. We have child soldiers used by Kony, which made headlines a few years ago. We have forced child labor in the chocolate industry, as we just saw in the video. And we have forced child begging in the streets of India, as we saw in the worldwide sensation Slumdog Millionaire. It is commonly known as modern-day slavery. In short, it is the exploitation of people through coercion, fraud, and force. And you might be thinking that we're in a civilized country, in a Western world, we are not directly affected by this. But we challenge you to think again, because anyone is vulnerable to human trafficking. Whether you are rich, poor, male, female, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, it does not matter. You are potentially at risk. And without even realizing it, you may be fueling this criminal market, which is, by the way, the second biggest criminal market in the world right now after the arms trade. Without further ado, I'll pass this on to my colleague, who will show you the immensity of this crime against humanity.
Alright, so there are 28 million slaves worldwide. Slavery is a modern concept. It is not only part of our history, but it's happening right now. Now, to let you understand better how much this actually is, let us take a look at the map of Europe, and specifically the Netherlands and Belgium. Now, the Netherlands has 16.8 million inhabitants, and Belgium has 11.2 million inhabitants. Together, this makes 28 million people. Now imagine that both of these populations, all of these people, were slaves. You would be one of them. Wouldn't that be horrible? And human trafficking doesn't only happen in less developed countries, it also happens in Europe. It is estimated that over 30,000 people are victims of human trafficking. Of these 30,000 people, 69% corresponds to sexual exploitation. As mentioned before, this is, for example, prostitution or selling your virginity. And 31% corresponds to, for example, forced child labor or domestic servitude. So, what about the Netherlands? Does it even happen in our very own country? Well, the answer is yes again. If we look at the red light district in Amsterdam, part of these prostitutes are actually trafficked. The prostitutes themselves say that only 10% of them are being trafficked, while the governments say that between 50 and 90% of them are trafficked. Now, human trafficking seems to be a very suspicious topic. It is controversial and ambiguous. It is part of a secret underworld, and it is happening in all corners of the world. These girls are seduced by lover boys, or as you may know them, pimps. I'll now pass the floor to Ruchi, who will tell you about what Why For You exactly is.
So, now that we know what human trafficking is and the statistics, I'm over here to tell you who we are. So we're Why For You. We're 3 first-year law students, and we have initiated an organization to combat the problem of human trafficking. Now, we know that we have an issue, human trafficking, and we have the public. But the public may know the issue itself, but they just don't know how to approach the issue. And this is where we come in. We're here to translate the issue to the public, and hereafter use their feedback and support to combat the issue itself. So what are our goals? Namely, our short-term goal is to raise awareness of what human trafficking is and what can be done to combat it. And through this, we're also going to promote Why For You, our organization. The more known we'll become, the bigger of an impact we can have on the issue itself. Our longer-term goal consists of collecting resources. This can be donations, feedbacks, support, or just volunteering. We're going to use these resources to directly impact the victims of human trafficking. Our main purpose is to help the ones in need. So what can you do in this situation? Why are we here? First of all, you need to admit that such an issue exists, not only in less developed countries, like in Asia or Africa, but also in Europe, more developed countries, in the Netherlands, as Makulia just mentioned. Second, you need to inform yourself about the issue. Get to know what human trafficking is, and try to have an impact on how you can help combat human trafficking. And you can use us as a translator in between. You can like our Facebook page if you want to know what human trafficking is itself. If you want to update yourself on current issues regarding human trafficking, like our Facebook page. If you merely want to support us or just get to know how we're doing, our advancements, you can like our Facebook page. So why for the unspoken? Why for you? Because we care. Thank you for your attention.